Let me recognize the gentleman from California, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for holding the hearing. Mr. Secretary, thank you for being here. Just quickly on the coronavirus issue, one of the issues in my district, in my state, folks are really concerned about the problems we're having with the test kits. Why do we have these problems? Why didn't they work? And when can we expect to get an adequate number of test kits?
Well, let me just say, task force did get an update on that issue yesterday. I can assure you that the test kits, both the quality of the test kits is being monitored very carefully, and the amount. I believe we're trying to get out close to 1 million test kits. Obviously, we are ramping up our capabilities quickly, and I can assure you getting proper test kits.
Any idea as to when we'll get these?
I think very quickly. This is a top priority, and very quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I believe we must govern in a fiscally responsible manner, and as such, I obviously didn't support the $2.3 trillion deficit and debt-busting Republican tax bill. I see that your budget includes proposals to extend some of the temporary cuts, mostly related to individuals, to the tune of an additional $1.4 trillion. The 2017 Act included several provisions that raise taxes on businesses, but they aren't enacted until later in the budget window. This includes spreading out cost recovery on research expenses, raising the GILTI rate, and further limiting interest deductions. As you can imagine, my staff, and I suspect yours too, has been hearing from a very vocal business community that they'd like to delay those tax increases or repeal them altogether. And yet this is critical to the quote-unquote pay for. What's the administration's position on retaining, as written under current law, these tax increases? And can you affirmatively state that these offsets will actually take effect and you will oppose adding further to the deficit by repealing these offsets?
Well, let me just say that we are contemplating Tax 2.0. We haven't in any way come out with a plan that is Tax 2.0. So yes, I can commit that as of now, our expectation is to leave everything in place.
So you have no intention of repealing or further delaying these business provisions?
Again, as of now, that is the case. Again, it may be something we'd consider down the road, but that's not on the agenda at the moment.
I don't find that particularly comforting, as you can probably imagine. So,
okay, I was just trying to put on the necessary disclaimer that things could change.
Okay.
So.
Thank you. During his State of the Union speech, the President said, and I'll quote, "We will always protect your Medicare and we'll always protect your Social Security, always." Then 6 days later, the President released his budget that contradicts the very promises he made to protect Medicare and Social Security. His proposal includes cuts to Social Security and related supplemental security income benefits, totaling $90 billion over 10 years. On top of these steep safety net cuts, the administration's budget proposal would also slash housing and urban development by 15%. We're in a housing crisis right now. How can we possibly think slashing the budgets are going to help us with this terrible homelessness problem we have and this housing shortage that we have?
Well, let me comment on the Social Security and Medicare, which I'm much closer to, and be very clear that the President very much supports Social Security and Medicare, as you said, as he commented. I'm looking at the budget, and in every year, Social Security and Medicare go up. Matter of fact, Social Security goes from 1092 to 1906 within the budget window. So I think that what there's really built in is some savings as a result of the economy doing better and getting rid of some fraud, but in no way are we looking to cut Social Security benefits.